What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Twitchy here with some more Awaken Chaos content. Today we're going to be going over Guild versus Environment, otherwise known as Ruin of Gods. It is an alternating guild content that cycles with Guild Wars, and it is live for 14 days. It's absolutely worth doing just because the rewards are one of our best passive income out there if you are looking for legendary books. So guys, if you do find today's video helpful, please drop that like. Please subscribe if you want to see future videos. Let's get started. Now, I did mention really good rewards, so I will go over that really briefly. So there are two awesome rewards to look out for. Actually three, but we'll go over that towards the end. So first and foremost, we've got the exploration rewards. So this is based off your guild's total points throughout this Guild versus Environment session, and ours is currently 1.3 million. So as you can see, just starting out on floor 11, you are already, before going into a single battle, being able to snag a legendary book right here. Not to mention, further down the road, you do get an epic, or earlier on in the road, you do get an epic book, as well as all of these resources, some stardust, some coupons, some other miscellaneous materials that always can help out in the end. And then further down the road, you get more stardust, and then finally, once you do finish floor 15, you can get an additional legendary book. This isn't really realistic for most guilds out there, so I would definitely say shooting for stage 11 is going to be the goal for most of you guys. And then we do have another source of rewards towards the end of the season. So if we do go over here to individual rewards at the very end, based off of what floor you finish on, you will get even more rewards. And as you can see, starting on floor 11, you do get that additional legendary book. So that's, like I said earlier, is going to be the goal for most, as well as some LD shards. It doesn't seem like much, but just because most of us have been playing the game for some time, so this is going to be a passive income. It's really nice once you get up to floor 14, floor 13, because you start getting 2 summons per Guild versus Environment rotation, and it just keeps on getting better and better. So guys, if that hasn't convinced you, then for our third and final point, you do get stamina for every single attempt that you do here, along with a chest that drops after each attempt, of course, depending on what you are tackling, how well you do get these chests where you can select even more materials. So just starting, taking a peek, dipping your toes in Guild versus Environment is absolutely recommended for any of you guys that are looking to play Awaken Chaos long term. So since it's our first day of Guild versus Environment and the map is still kind of fresh, it's a great opportunity to show you guys how we start tackling everything. So as you guys can see, we've already kind of started tackling the map. We've got highlighted tiles. This means an officer or a deputy or higher has gone in, clicked set route in the bottom left over here, and gone in and highlighted each of these tiles, showing us which paths they'd like us to take. Most likely they're the most optimal to get to the ancient relics while also hitting the mini towers and opening those guys up. So that is our very first step. After that, we are going to check how many talents we have already. It's great, we've got 20. I do recommend you guys do want to shoot for 30, at least if you are before floor 11. Once you hit floor 11, it does get a little more difficult, so we've kind of started just going for all 50 ancient relics, since we kind of can be super efficient with tackling the ancient relics in our guild. We've kind of gotten it down to where we only really spend 1 to 2 maximum getting those cleared, so that's great. But first and foremost, we're just going to go ahead and select my favorite set of traits. I kind of like the Thunder Punishment, but it really just varies on the team comps you're bringing in. Thunder Punishment is based off of attacks total. Kiss of Death is based off of debuffs, so it's a little more situational, but it really just depends on your team comp. And then for our second trait, we're just going to go ahead with Berserk Spirit. You can go with Fearless Mind if you do have some speed tuning issues, but we're just going to go ahead and go there. And then we're going to kind of scroll around here, take a look. Where do we need to attack? Like I said earlier, we're really just trying to take down these ancient relics. So since I believe we've got the roster, the gear to take these down in one key, I absolutely gonna recommend you guys, all of you strong hitters, to start taking these down. And there's no shame in being like a small relic or a medium relic clearer to open up the ancient or mini towers. There's no shame in that. We need everything. We need people to take down the small tiles. We need people to take down the medium tiles. Without those people, we wouldn't make any moves in this map. And that's where teamwork is just super essential. So we're going to go over here. It's an ancient relic. We're going to look at the challenge. So the challenge is Life Desolation, Cursed Relics reduce all healing by 100%. This is great. You can work around it with Lifesteal, or you can work around it with just CCing them. We're gonna go ahead and get our team ready. Now this is one of my favorite comps for the Life Desolation stages, because we can bring in an elite and she helps our team extremely well. She applies a aura of lifesteal, so all the damage that your team does are still going to be able to heal up, even though healing itself is actually blocked from just because of the challenge. So we are rocking Marion. We've got her in a resonance set. You guys are definitely going to see a pattern. Resonance set for your supports is definitely shifting to become the meta for guild versus environment. We've got Aaron in a damagey resonance set as well. We are rocking Cordelia. We've got her in a resonance set too, surprise. We've got her fastest as well, just so she's popping that morph before all of our damage is dealt. And then last but not least, we've got the lovely Han Wu. He's still kind of in like a bleed build, but it definitely won't be bad, just as long as he is moving after Cordelia, and just as long as he has enough focus to continue activating Aaron's trait, to continue reducing the cooldown of everybody, because my Cordelia doesn't have books, so she actually doesn't have the reduced cooldown on our ultimate. But since we do have A5 Aaron in here, which is replaceable by A5 Maeve, or just booking your Cordelia and not bringing in Aaron or Maeve, that's an option too. But this is just what we're going to be running with. This is super auto friendly, so we're just going to go ahead and start it off with the heal spell and the defense down. And we're going to go ahead and speed it up for you guys, and we'll see you after this battle is complete. As you guys can see, Cordelia is extremely impactful when you are pathfinding or trying to clear any type of tile. So if you do summon any duplicate Cordelias, please hear my warning, guys. Keep her, keep her, keep her. You at least want 2 copies, because you can take down 2 ancient tiles with 1 attempt every single day. So that's just such a game changer. I just absolutely wish I did myself. So I am looking forward to my next Cordelia summon. Let's take a look at our next tile that we're trying to tackle, because once again, we are trying to hit 50 captured. So we do have Lightwing Zac with the limit of 2 buffs as the challenge. Let's go figure out our team, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we finally figured out the team that we're going to try after 50,000 tries. So we've got Morrison, Flarence, Guan Yu, and Desdemona. So keep in mind, we don't have the 15 round trait activated quite yet, so it's going to be super difficult to try to one key this with with any budget D heroes, so we are having to bring in Desdemona here. Good news for anybody here that does have Desdemona watching the video, you can use her for Lightwing Zac Force. She's actually really amazing for keeping him from moving completely, as you will see in this battle. So we've got her on a resonance set to kind of just help pump out damage. We've got our Flarence on a resonance set as well. Supporty build, some focus, bulk, and speed. Next up, we do have the lovely Morrison and Guan Yu. So for Guan Yu, we are rocking him on Surprise, a DPS resonance set. His speed isn't really super important because he will move before any LD heroes. And last but not least, we've got the lovely Morrison. For Morrison, you do want some focus. You do want him on a DPS trifecta as well. Probably not the best build for him since he does get some True Strike here, but I really didn't feel like messing around too much. I just feel like Morrison, from his joint attacks and the debuff that he applies, is just extremely valuable in guild versus environment. So we are going to focus Lightwing Zac, and I will see you guys after this video, or after the battle.
You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like.
As you guys can see, we weren't able to quite one key this tile. It's absolutely okay, because as long as one of the enemies are low enough, your guildie, you can go ahead and tag them, letting them know that they can bring in their Holy Yolanda. Once you bring in Holy Yolanda, you can go ahead and ult the highest HP enemy, and that's going to bring them down to the lowest HP, and it makes it super easy to 2-key max clear these ancient relics. So that's going to wrap up our day 1 guild versus environment video. If you guys do have any questions, please drop them down below in the comments. I love to help anybody out. If I do have an answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I'll refer you to someone who does. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, please thumbs up, please subscribe if you want to see future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.